Good morning, baseball fans, and welcome to the final day of the NCAA Mid-East Regional Tournament. And a chance to go to the Division III World Series is on the line. And we were talking about this earlier in the morning, Cody. I don't think that anybody is surprised by this matchup. We saw them in the opening round. They saw each other in the NCAC Championship Series. It's number 1 Wooster taking on the number 8 Wabash Little Giants. Robbie Alexander in the booth taking you through all the action today, joined by my color commentator and colleague Cody Alexander. And Cody, what is the keys to taking this win today?
Well, Wabash has to keep the momentum going. They have won 4 games in a row now, all elimination contests. But they have to face Wooster and beat them twice. Wooster 3-0 so far in this regional, and they have their lefty on the mound in Evan Faxon.
First pitch fouled into the netting, and we are ready to start the game. Wabash has come up big in games against Wooster, so there's no doubt that they won't be able to do it again. The 0-1 pitch. Another foul, this one off towards the parking lot. It's quickly 0-2 on the leadoff man, Sean Rodzinski. (0-2) from the lefty. Fouled into the netting. 3 straight foul balls by Rodzinski to start the game.
It's interesting to see Faxon on the mound, only his 3rd start of the year. And with the Fighting Scots pitching in good shape, Robbie, I thought they would have gone with a starter, but instead going with the winner in the Shenandoah contest. He went 3 hitless innings to pick up his first win of the season.
Rodzinski sends a fly ball deep into left field. Harwood giving chase, and that is off the top of the wall. Rodzinski's going to do a little bit of an awkward slide, but still gets the leadoff double. And I think that is the highest hit ball we've seen. I don't think we've seen one off the top of the wall yet.
Yeah, that was about 2 feet from going out. 4 straight swings from Rodzinski. And that pitch just at the top of the zone, and he's able to crush it into left field. Almost a leadoff home run.
Good start for the Little Giants, and now it's the catcher Bryce Aldridge with an early RBI opportunity. Little Giants dugout fired up early with good reason. Chandler Dittman playing in against the bunt over at third base. First pitch from Faxon. A soft tapper back to the mound. Faxon will get it. Long throw, out number 1. He'll try to take third. And Rodzinski nabbed trying to take the extra base. And a big play early for the Fighting Scots. Now 2 down with the bases empty.
Yeah, like you said, Robbie, a huge risk. Wasn't the strongest throw over to first from Faxon, so trying to push the envelope early here just didn't work in the Little Giants' favor.
So it's the 3-hitter, the right fielder, Andrew Jumonville, trying to restart a spark with 2 outs. Well, like we said, whoever wins these games will have the bid to the Division III World Series, so pushing the envelope, completely understandable at this point.
Just to give you a little bit more on Faxon, 1-2 record on the year. He also has a save. 15 appearances coming into today, a 5.13 ERA, 19 strikeouts to 14 base on balls.
The 2-0 pitch catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, lining up defensively for the Fighting Scots. Walls calling the signs behind the dish. Crum at first, Sturzma at second base. Chandler Dittman holding the bag at third. Their star shortstop, Michael Wilansky, rounding out the infield, and in the outfield left to right, it's Harwood, Fling, and Torno. 2-2 count on Andrew Jumonville. Pitch from Faxon. Sends that one into right field, but Torno 2 steps in and will haul it in. Little Giants get a man on second to start the game, but a double play and a fly ball ends the threat. We will head to the bottom of inning number 1, still scoreless. We'll be right back here on ACTV. Bottom of the first inning here at Nicolay Field, still scoreless on this championship Monday between Wooster and Wabash. Now, the way this is going to work today, if Wooster's able to get the win in game number 1, it's over and they get the bid to the World Series. However, if Wabash wins this game number 1, they will move to a winner-takes-all game. That will start right about 1:30, and whoever wins that will get the bid. So Wabash has to win 2 games. Wooster only has to win 1. A pitch in the turf from Cody Cochran starts the bottom half of the first. Second baseman Jake Sturzman in the batter's box. One-0 pitch. That one just below the knees. 2 balls in, no strikes.
Well, Cochran picked up the win in their first elimination game. That was back on Friday against Marietta. Went 7 2/3 innings. A very strong pitching performance. Only gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts to 1 walk. And Robbie, yesterday we saw Brian Roberts come back on short rest and completely shut down the Adrian Bulldogs. So they'll look to get a similar performance from Cochran here in this game.
He's got Jake Sturzma in a 3-1 count. The offering right at the knees. Full count now, 3-2.
Sturzma, a .337 average coming into today. 35 RBI, 54 runs scored.
Ground ball over to the shortstop Chavez. He'll range in the hole. And a nice throw to get him for out number 1. And Chavez, as we've said almost every single game, playing a great defense this tournament.
Got a couple good shortstops in this contest. Wolanski and, of course, Chavez. And Chavez, Robbie, not as flashy as Wolanski with the offensive numbers, but in the field, he's been as sure-handed as you can get.
It's a strike number 1 to the center fielder, Jake Fling. In that opening game against Wabash, he was 0 for 5. He sends a fly ball into center field. Downing chasing it towards the gap. And he has it for out number 2. So that'll bring up the 3-hitter, shortstop Michael Wolanski. Lansky went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored the opening round versus Wabash.
The Fighting Scots shortstop, one of the top prospects in Division III baseball this year. Only the second known player in Division III history with 200 hits, 200 runs, and 150 RBI before the end of his junior year. Of course, he picked up his 200th run in the first game of this tournament. That was against Wabash.
Foul ball into his shin. It's 1-2.
Lansky 409 average coming into today. 74 runs scored, 50 RBI. He also has 19 doubles, 6 triples, and 6 home runs.
A 1-2 pitch from Cody Cochran. That one sent into right field. Jumonville a few steps in, and he has it. 1-2-3 inning for the Little Giants, and we head to the top of the second, still scoreless. We'll be right back with more regional championship baseball on ACTV. Top of the second inning, still a scoreless game between the Wabash Little Giants and the Wooster Fighting Scots. As the first baseman, Jackson Blevins, set to lead things off this inning. First pitch, a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Blevins, the top hitting Little Giant in this tournament so far, 444 average. That's 8 hits and 18 at-bats. Also has 3 runs scored and 5 RBI.
There's a ground ball over to Crum at first base. He'll take it himself. And a quick out, number 1. So up now is the designated hitter, Matthew Anay. On a 2-for-4 in that opening round versus Wooster. RBI and a run scored. First pitch from Faxon. That one sent into center field, but right at Fling. 2 up, 2 down now. Shortstop Eric Chavez now stepping into the batter's box. 1-for-4 in the game against Wooster. Takes the ball low, 1-0. Chavez also 1-for-3 in yesterday's ball game against Adrian. They took that by a score of 4-0, stifling a very good Bulldogs offense. 2-0 is the count on Eric Chavez now. Wabash did have trouble scoring some runs in that game. They had 10 hits, only scored 4, which isn't bad, but we've seen teams having trouble driving in runs when they have their men on base.
Yeah, a lot of men, like you said, Robbie, left on base. Put 3 on in the 9th inning, but through 8, they only led the Bulldogs 1-0. Had a few chances, had a lot of situations with men on base, but a couple base running errors And they've already had one today with Rodzinski hitting a leadoff double and then taking a risky play trying to move into third. It just ultimately didn't work out.
Chavez will draw the 2-out walk there. Second base runner of the day for the Little Giants, and it's going to be the center fielder Tyler Downing now up to the plate. Downing 2 for 4 yesterday with the run scored. Pickoff move, safe at first is Chavez. Downing also 1 for 4 with an RBI in the opening round.
He's got 5 hits this year versus Wooster. 333 average on the total season. 16 RBI, 33 runs scored. Walls will call a quick timeout to have a word with his pitcher. Cruised through the first 2 batters, now having some trouble finding the zone. Beautiful morning here in Adrian, Michigan. Soft breeze. Weather potential this afternoon. This game originally scheduled for noon. They changed that to 10 a.m. just in case we have to play 2. We can get them both in. The 1-0. Ground ball over to Dittman. He'll get on a short hop. Easy flip to second. Now will end the inning. Wabash gets a man on with 2 outs, but leave him there, and we'll head to the bottom of the second scoreless. 4, 5, 6 due up for the Fighting Scots. We'll see what they can do when we come back here on ACTV. Dan Harwood set to lead things off in the bottom of inning number 2, still scoreless. Scotty Cochran looks to make short work again of the Fighting Scots. First pitch in the turf for ball 1. Harwood 2 for 4 in Saturday night's game versus the Bulldogs, and he'll be fooled on that off speed. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Harwood having an excellent sophomore campaign. He's put 14 out of the park so far. 388 average with 72 RBI and 58 runs scored. Cochran has him down in the count, 1-2. The pitch. Ground ball over to the first baseman, Blevins. He'll take him himself. 4 straight retired by Cochran and the Little Giants. I'll bring up the Wooster first baseman, Garrett Crum. 1 for 4 Saturday night, 2 runs scored, also had 2 RBI. It's a first pitch strike. Well, Cochran on the year, an 8-4 record, a 3.54 ERA. And 73 2/3 innings pitched coming into today. 61 strikeouts, 24 walks. The 0-2 pitch.
Sends that one past the diving third baseman, Wandemuller. And Wooster has their first man aboard. One on with one out. Lining up defensively for the Little Giants. Aldridge calling the signs behind the dish. Blevins at first base. Rodzinski at second. Eric Chavez at shortstop. Wandemuller holding down the bag at third. And the outfield left to right. Wolf, Downing, and Jumonville. So right fielder for Wooster, Drew Torno, now steps into the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch. Strike belt high. Torno 2 for 3 on Saturday night versus Adrian. 3 runs scored, also had 3 RBI. Which Wooster absolutely demolished that Bulldog team by a score of 17-4.
One of those hits happened to be his 16th career 3-bagger. Puts him 1 behind teammate Michael Wilansky for first in the career total for Fighting Scots baseball players.
2-1 count on Torno. The pitch sends a ground ball again to the first baseman Blevins, but foul.
Torno hitting .318 coming into today's contest. 51 runs scored, 43 RBI. And he's one of 3 Scots on the team with at least 50 runs this season. Wooster, of course, having an excellent offensive year.
And he takes a close one right there. Runs the count full. It's 3-2. Pickoff move to first, close. Crum back in time. One hit apiece, yes, for each team. Torno looking for the second Fighting Scots hit. Another pickoff move. And still safe at first is Garrett Crum. Payoff pitch. That one's sent into the right hole for a base hit. Crum hits the bag at second, headed for third. The throw from Jumonville is going to be cut off. Wooster has something cooking now. Runners on the corners with only 1 out. Two consecutive singles giving up by Cody Cochran. Now bring the designated hitter Dan Gale up to the plate. Gale 1 for 2 Saturday night, had 3 RBI. Looking to put Wooster on the board early. Double play would get Wabash out of the inning.
Well, Gale got the start behind the dish in the opener versus Wabash. Was eventually pulled in that game. Pinch hit against Shenandoah. Got the start against Adrian in the DH hole, also where he is today. He comes in with a strong line on the season. .376 average, 37 runs scored, 26 RBI. Also has 10 doubles and 2 home runs.
A first to third pickoff, but Cochran will hold on to it. Oh, and 1 on Dan Gale. The pitch. Fouled off towards the back 40. Quickly in a hole now. No balls in, 2 strikes. Wind starting to pick up here, blowing straight in from right field. The 0-2. Ball high, 1-2.
Gale only 2 hits against Wabash this season.
He's looking for 3 right here. He sends that one into right field, down the line, and foul. Count will stay 1-2.
Pitch looked like it was a little off the plate. Gale just sticking his bat head out there. That's how we saw Wabash score their first run of the ball game yesterday, with just a little bloop single into right field off the bat of Wanamuller. That run was really all they needed as they shut out the Bulldogs.
1-2 pitch. Another foul ball on the right side. Early battle between Cody Cochran and Dan Gale. Crum on third base, Torno on first. The pitch. Bender can't snap it off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wooster catcher Harrison Walls lurking on the on-deck circle. Two-two pitch. Another curveball, another foul off the bat of Gale.
We haven't seen Cochran try to attack him with a soft breaking ball in the turf yet. And turf, I mean turf, and to say dirt. Of course, Nicolay Field, an all-turf field, including the mound. That's a new addition in this 2018 season.
Pickoff move safe at first. And we'll have to ask the 2 starting pitchers in the post-game presser what they thought of it. I know a lot of pitchers are kind of hesitant once they get on it, but after a game when they have a few innings of work on it, they love how there's this consistent landing spot every time. If you think it looks weird on screen, trust us, it looks even weirder in person, but gets the job done for the pitching staffs.
It's kind of like a mound that you would use in indoor practice earlier in the spring.
2-2 pitch. Gale able to lay off the high cheddar. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Wabash in danger of loading the bases. Payoff pitch from Cochran. Instead, he'll do another first to third.
Not only is this a big at-bat with runners on the corners, but Cochran cruised through the first 4 batters, and Gale currently getting his pitch count up there. Of course, Wabash, this is their 6th game of the tournament, so their pitching is a little more spent than the Little Scots, who had an off day yesterday.
3-2 pitch. Fouls that one into the Wooster bullpen. Gale continues to battle up at the dish. Another payoff pitch. And the curveball just hangs high. And Wooster, 4 ducks on the pond now. It's the catcher Harrison Walls, who looks to make it hunting season.
This is a huge at-bat by Gale. Fouled off a few tough pitches. That 4th ball that he took, that was a close pitch too, right at the top of the zone. So an excellent at-bat by the designated hitter there.
Yes, an 11-pitch at-bat took Cochran to a full count. We used to have a baseball coach, Coach Guy, in the Rochester area of Michigan. He had 8 steps to make it a productive team at bat. The very last step was take the pitcher to 8 pitches no matter what the outcome is. If you get a pitcher to throw at least 8 in the at bat, it's a productive one. And he took them not only to 11, but able to get on base as well.
Not only does it raise the pitch count, Cochran throwing everything but the kitchen sink up there, so teammates seeing more of his pitches.
All right, looks like it's going to be a double play right here, and Wabash gets out of the inning 4-6-3, and Wooster leaves them loaded. As we'll head to the top of inning number 3, still scoreless. And we'll be right back with more regional championship baseball on ACTV. (8-9-1) due up for Wabash as we head to the top of inning number 3, still scoreless. As the Little Giants able to stifle the Wooster threat. Bases loaded with 1 out, and they are able to draw a double play. First pitch from Faxon is a strike to the third baseman, Henry Wanamueller. That one a high fly ball, shallow right center field. And Sturzma will back up to haul it in for out number 1. So that'll bring up the left fielder, Jared Wolf. 0 for 3 in yesterday's contest versus Adrian College, but he did score a run. First pitch. Holds off, but it'll hit that outer black for strike 1.
Wolf hitting .293 on the year. Actually hit leadoff in the first couple of contests for Wabash, but the last 2, or actually 3 games, has joined the Goon squad down in the bottom of the order. And yesterday against Adrian, it was really those 7, 8, 9 hitters that really put pressure on the Bulldog defense.
Down on the count, 0-2, the pitch. Jammed on that one. It's going to be right to the second baseman. Again, Sturzma will haul it in for out number 2. 2 straight pop-ups will send us back to the top of the order. It's second baseman Sean Rodzinski who hit that hard leadoff single for being nabbed at third base, trying to get into prime scoring position. Faxon and the Fighting Scots looking for a 1-2-3 inning. First pitch, belt high, strike 1.
First pitch that Rodzinski's taken today, as he swung at the first 3 before hitting the 4th off the top of the wall.
That one just below the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now on the second baseman. The 1-1. Foul ball off towards the back 40. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Sean Rodzinski. Should he keep the inning alive, that'd bring up catcher Bryce Aldridge. The 1-2. High fly ball into shallow center field. Fling coming in, and he will make the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Little Giants, and we'll head to the bottom of the third. Still a scoreless ball game. Don't you touch that clicker, because we'll be right back on ACTV. Throw down from Bryce Aldridge means we are set to start the bottom of inning number 3. 9-1-2 due up for Wooster, starting with third baseman Chandler Dittman, who was not only first team third baseman in the NCAA, also first team utility, as we've seen him pitch in this tournament already. The 1-0 from Cody Cochran. That one finds the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike now.
Well, Dittman actually got the start against Wabash in the opener, and he went the distance, going 9 innings, 10 hits, but only 2 runs given up. Did not walk any Little Giants and struck out 6, so he got the Fighting Scots off on the right foot.
Beat him with his arm, now trying to beat him with his bat. He's down 1-2. No foul off that one. Count stays the same.
Dittman, .319 average on the year, 29 RBI, 36 runs scored. Also has 7 doubles and 1 home run to his name. Hitless so far in this Mid-East Regional, but he has scored a couple runs and driven in 3.
He hits that one, a little blooper foul right in front of the first baseman, Blevins. Still a 1-2 count. Pitch from Cochran. Another foul ball as he's been getting a lot of outside pitches and just sending them into that protective fencing. The 1-2. Holds off on the curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And another foul ball. Once again, a Wooster batter putting up a battle.
The last inning we saw Gale go 11 pitches before drawing a walk. Cochran 37 pitches coming into this at-bat.
Dittman holds up. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. High pop-up foul territory, and that's going to find its way out of the ballpark. The 3-2 from Cochran. Ground ball over to the second baseman, Rodzinski. It's going to be a hard play at first, but they're going to get him by half a step. Got him on the handle. Rodzinski playing deep. Great range right there.
Few plays in the last couple of days where we've seen Rodzinski come in on a soft tapper and make the strong off-balance throw.
So it's the leadoff man now. Jake Sturzma up to the plate. Grounded out to shortstop his first time up. I'll take a ball low. 1-0. In the turf, 2 balls and no strikes. One thing about this Wabash team that I also told them in the post-game presser yesterday, they're rocking the playoff stashes, and I'm a big fan of them, especially the shortstop Eric Chavez. Now, he wasn't in the post-game presser yesterday, but the 3 that were informed me that if I want to see a good playoff stash, you had to look no further than Chavez, as that's a ground ball through the left side hole, but Chavez gets a glove on it, long throw. Not going to be in time. But once again, the man with the magical playoff stash showing his glove.
He's definitely got range over there in the shortstop position. Not as strong of an arm as we've seen by other shortstop, but he gets the ball off quickly. That one just a little too far in the hole to nab Sturzma, but like Robbie said, a nice stop up the hole.
Third base hit of the day for Wooster. 1 down, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Jake Fling. Flew out to Downing in center his last time up. I'll call time early. First pitch to Fling. Bounces about 2 feet in front of the plate for ball 1.
Well, this is the second straight year that Wooster has been the #1 seed in the Mid-East Regional. They were also the #1 seed going into the NCAA tournament, but were stifled by Wabash to get their 3rd straight.
Bunt laid down. Cochran, long throw, will get him at first. Fling does his job. Man on second with 2 outs now. Shortstop Michael Wilansky looking to drive in that first run of the ball game. He was a fly out in the first inning that ended the threat. Is Cochran able to put the Fighting Scots down in short order? That first pitch misses inside for ball 1.
Wilansky was 7 for 14 in the tournament coming into today. 5 RBI and 5 runs scored, so he has been leading this Wooster offense this weekend, as he did the entire season.
He's ahead in the count now. 2 balls and no strikes. Sturzma average lead at second. And a ground ball off the bat of Wilansky. Wadamuller has it. Will throw on to first for out number 3. We head to the top of the 4th inning. When we come back, it's the big man, Bryce Aldred, set to lead things off. When we get back on ACTV. Top of the 4th inning here on Championship Monday, still scoreless. As the catcher Bryce Aldridge steps in to lead things off. Faxon got the Little Giants to go down in short order in the 3rd. He'll hope to do that again right here, working from the stretch. First pitch, right through the hole. It takes a single toss to home plate, put the leadoff man aboard. I'll bring up the right fielder, Andrew Jumonville. He flew out to right field his first time up. Dittman playing in to guard against the bunt. First pitch from Faxon, and it is right to Dittman. He'll go to second with it, and the bunt is unsuccessful. Jumonville safe at first. But not the way Wabash wanted it to go.
Oh, just a little too hard down the line. Dittman charging hard. He was almost at the pitcher's mound by the time that Jumonville made contact with that ball. Plenty of time to throw Aldridge out at second.
So man on first with 1 out. It's the first baseman Jackson Blevins up to the plate now. Pickoff attempt. Keeping Jumonville honest over at first base. First pitch. A high pop-up on the infield. Dittman drifting into foul territory, and he will haul it in for out number 2. Jumonville holds at first. So that will bring up the designated hitter, Matthew Ane. Fly out to center field his first time up. First pitch, off speed, but it misses for ball 1. Pickoff move, safe, and Faxon switches it up right there. A quick step off and throw. He had been going with the knee and then throw. Always difficult for a base runner when the pitcher throws off his moves. Another pickoff move. Goes back to what he knows best. We've already seen quite a few runners picked off in this tournament.
We've even seen a third to first pickoff.
That one misses outside. 2 balls in, no strikes now on Ane.
Only the second NCAA tournament appearance for the Little Giants back in 2011. They went 1-2 in that tournament, so some uncharted territory for Wabash as they try to bring home their first ever regional title.
Looks like it's going to be a pitching battle, much like we've seen for a lot of these games, especially the latter end of the elimination bracket. The 2-1 from Faxon, he'll go to first instead.
Meanwhile, Wooster has the 4th most NCAA tournament appearances, so a long history of success for the Fighting Scots.
A big cut there by Ane. 2 balls in, 2 strikes now. Two, runner off for second. That one's going to be sent high into right field. It's shallow. And Sturzma will haul it in for out number 3. Once again, Wabash gets a man on but can't drive him in, and we'll head to the bottom of inning number 4. Still scoreless here, and we'll be back on ACTV. Outfielder Dan Harwood set to lead things off in the bottom of inning number 4. First pitch outside for ball 1. Harwood grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. And watch a fastball that paints the inner black. 1-1. Pitch from Cochran in the turf. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cochran had a 1-2-3 inning to start the game. Has ran into a bit of trouble the last 2, but able to strand the Wooster runners, including getting out of a bases loaded jam with a 4-6-3 double play to end inning number 2. 3-1. And they say he was not able to hold up. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. He hits that one foul.
Third base coach, a little bit of a limbo move there. Trying to get out of the way of that one.
You know, you see some try to square it up and try to just take the ball, show them their players that they still have it in them. Some of them, as we just saw there, too cool for school.
I think that one was hit a little too hard.
Depends on the coach, really. The 3-2, that one's sent into right field. Drummondville has it, and it is out number 1. Wooster putting a lot of good swings on the balls, but having some trouble missing the fielders. That'll bring up the first baseman, Garrett Crum.
It'll be hard to put one out to right field today and hit it with really any distance. Looks like the wind is going to be blowing in from right. So anything high in the air to the right side of the field is going to be knocked down.
Goes with a curveball right there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now on Crum. He singled his first time up. And he sends that one high into left center field. Downing and Wolf both going for it, but Wolf will be the one to settle it in for out number 2. So it's the right fielder, Drew Torno, looking to get a 2-out rally started. He singled his first time up. Cochran, on the other hand, looking for a 1-2-3 frame. First pitch Big cut there. The ball's in, 1 strike.
Will be the 70th offering from Cochran. A couple of Wooster batters has taken him deep into counts.
We've seen a lot of 3 and 2s early. This being Championship Monday, we saw pitchers get into the 140s the last couple games, so we'll see how far he goes. As Torno able to dump that one into right field with the 2-out single. So I'll bring up the designator, Dan Gale. Walk so far. He put up an 11-pitch at bat. Running the count full and fouling off some tough pitches. First pitch from Cochran. Fouled off. Torno off for second base. Well, he will have to retreat.
Getting his early morning sprints in today. Wooster actually showed up to the ballpark yesterday. Of course, the fate of when this game would be played depended on the winner of yesterday's contest. If Adrian had won, they would have played this game last night. So instead of playing in an actual game, they just did a little light workout on the field.
Well, Wabash coming off of a doubleheader from yesterday, so we'll see if that works in their favor or not. Pickoff move to first. 0-2 on Dan Gale. Here's the offering. Holds off, pick off to first. Aldridge once again showing his arm. Hasn't nabbed a lot of runners this tournament, but he has not been cheated in attempts.
Not too many opponents have tried to steal off of Wabash this tournament.
Wanmuller gets it on the hop and will throw on to first. And we head to the 5th inning, all knotted up at no score to no score. It's one way to put it. So the pitching duel continues. When we come back, we'll see if Wabash can start putting some runs on the board here on ACTV. Six, 7, 8 due up for Wabash. Still scoreless against Wooster. The shortstop, Eric Chavez, stepping in to lead things off. First pitch from Faxon. Early fastball for strike one. Chavez walked his first time up today. He sends that one back up the box. Faxon gets a glove on it. Takes a little too much off, and none of the fielders are able to get to it. The leadoff man for Wabash now aboard.
Faxon might have been better off letting that ball get by him. Not sure if it would have snuck up the middle. Almost got a complete glove on it. Fortunately, slowed it up too much for Sturzma or Wolanski to come in and make a play on it.
So that'll bring up the center fielder, Tyler Downing. First pitch fouled off. Chavez was off for second. He'll have to retreat back to first. Downing a ground out victim his first time up. The 0-1. Ball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind shifting a little bit now, blowing out to left field. Back pick to first, and they throw it away. Chavez going to head to second. The Little Giants have a man in scoring position.
Well, Faxon opted for the step-off move on that one. A little floater over the head of Crum. He kind of stumbled as Chavez slid back into the bag, so first error of the ball game for either side.
Downing now with a chance for an RBI. The 1-1 pitch. Tries to lay a bunt down, but it's fouled back. 1-2. Wooster has just sent a couple men out to the bullpen. Faxon gets the sign from Walls. The 1-2. Can't find the zone with that off speed. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The 2-2. That one fouled back into the netting. No flinches up here, and a strong start on press row. Of course, Assistant SID Director Corey Graham, our step-in producer today, so I have a feeling that we might get a few flinches out of him.
He says that he is yet to flinch.
Well, he is leaving for Siena Heights next year, so we need to get him on the board while we can. The 2-2. Another curveball. This one popped up on the infield. It's going to fall. Wolanski will try to get the first, but Downing beats it out for an infield single. And Wabash now has 2 on with nobody out. You heard public address announcer Dave Van Giesen right there. It's the third baseman Henry Wanemuller up to the plate. Pop out victim his first time up. And now a quick mound visit for Wooster.
Downing couldn't have placed that ball any better, just over the outstretched glove of Faxon.
This is the first inning that Wabash has had a runner in scoring position since that leadoff double by Rodzinski. We'll see how Wooster responds here.
It's not as if the Little Giants have squared any of these pitches up this inning. That's 2 infield singles that have put men aboard. Pitch count still relatively low. He's only at 45 on the day.
Fielders will retake their positions. Wanemuller steps back into the box. First pitch to Wanemuller. He shows bunt, gets it down the third base side. But Walls will pick it up in foul territory for strike 1. We've seen a failed bunt attempt by Wabash already back in the second. Dittman charging and able to get the man at second base. The 0-1 misses that one. No balls and 2 strikes on Wanamueller now.
Well, Wanamueller only .228 batting average on the year, but since he has arrived at Adrian for the tournament, hitting .412, 7 hits and 17 at-bats, has also driven in 3, so part of the reason why Wabash finds themselves in this contest.
He watches a close heater on the outside, but misses. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Pitch from Faxon. Outside again. Count even at 2 apiece. Fans still continuing to come into Nicolay Field early Monday morning. The 2-2 from Faxon. That one sent on the right side, going to find its way out of play. Because this tournament creeped into Monday, I imagine a lot of both Wabash and Wooster fans probably had to go back to work. So maybe not as big of crowds as we saw the first few days, but still, for having to drive all this way, they really have been showing support through the entire tournament. The 2-2 pitch. That one sent into left field. Diving, sliding catch by Harwood, as he robs Wanamueller of a base hit. And Wooster now a double play away from getting out of this jam.
This is a heck of a catch by Harwood. Looks like he was going into a slide initially. Then his cleat stuck in the turf out there and kind of kicked up, turned into a dive, and he retired that line drive from Wanamueller. Now a double play will get Wooster out of the inning.
But Faxon's day is done as Coach Pederini goes to the bullpen. We'll let this mystery man warm up, find out who he is, where he's from, and what he's about. And we'll be right back here on ACTV. Wyatt Lynn now pitching for Wooster. 2 men on for Wabash. here in the top of inning number 5, still scoreless. We'll see if Lind can get out of the inning. A junior from Boulder, Colorado. It's a first pitch foul off the bat of Wolf. 0-1.
Well, we've seen Lind already in this tournament. Pitched a scoreless 9th inning versus Shenandoah. Then came in to the 7th inning of the Adrian contest. Struck out 2 Bulldogs. Has not given a run up yet in this regional.
He gets Wolf to chase down in the turf. In a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes.
Lind 3-0 on the year, a 2.63 ERA, 27 1/3 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts and 12 walks.
The 0-2. Fouled off, still 0-2.
Faxon responsible for the men on 2nd and 3rd, but Robbie, not a bad outing for a guy who was making only his 3rd start of the year.
No, able to, even when getting runners on, get the outs he needed as he got a big out on the assist from his outfielder Harwood. That one just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eric Chavez on second base after the single. Tyler Downing on first. After a bit of a jam shot, falls in front of Wolanski. The 1-2. That one hit into left field. And that's going to fall between Wolanski and Harwood. Chavez hits the bag at third. The throw home. Thrown away. And Wabash takes an early 1-0 advantage. RBI single from the number 9 hitter, Jared Wolf.
Well, again, not a hard hit ball. Harwood charged in. Robbie, it looked like he had a play at the plate. I don't know if he was trying to throw it into third, but that throw was errant. Luckily, Lind was backing up, so Downing was unable to advance, but a bit of a weird play there. I thought they were going to try to gun Chavez at the plate.
Back to the top of the Little Giants lineup, but second baseman Sean Roginski 1 for 2 with a double. 5th hit of the day for Wabash. They scratch across the first run. Pitch from Lind. Ground ball over to Dittman. He'll throw into second for 1. Relay. It's a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play, but not before Wabash scores a man and takes a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. And we'll see how Wooster responds when we come back on ACTV. Harrison Wall stepping in to lead things off. As Wooster now finds themselves in a 1-0 deficit. As Cody Cochran gets back to work. First pitch. Ball high, 1-0. Bender can't snap it off, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. That one right at the knees. 2-1 now. Walls grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. And the 2-1 sends that one into center field. Downing has it measured. And he'll haul it in for out number 1. I'll bring up the third baseman, Chandler Dittman. Round out to second base his first time up. First pitch. Sends a fly ball into left field. Wolf charging in. And a quick 2 outs for the Little Giants. Back to the top of the Wooster order at second baseman Jake Sturzma. He's 1 for 2 so far. Ground out to the shortstop and an infield single. And the first pitch from Cody Cochran. So strike belt high.
Robbie, this game in general going pretty quick. We've played 4 2/3 innings in a little over an hour 15.
The last couple games, like we've said, seeing pitching battles. This is no exception. Faxon taken out early. But the staffs of both Wooster and Wabash strong, as Sturzma not able to check his swing, and they go 1, 2, 3. Petterini doesn't agree with the call. He'll let home plate umpire Tony Turk know what he thinks about it. And we will head to the top of inning number 6, a 1-0 Wabash lead. We'll be right back here on ACTV. Wooster turning to one of their starters. It's number 26, Nanik Saran, now on the mound. So we'll have to deal with the catcher, Bryce Aldridge, to start things off. First pitch is a ground ball over to Lansky at short. Routine. And a quick 1 out. Well, Saran 8-2 on the year, 12 appearances. All 12 of them have been starts. So his first relief appearance coming here today. In 67 1/3 innings pitched, he has 63 strikeouts, 37 walks. And he's looking to shut down Wabash and keep this at a 1-0 score. No miss with that heater inside. 1 ball and no strikes on the right fielder, Andrew Jumonville. 0 for 2 so far today. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. And the 1-0. At the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. First right-handed pitcher Wabash has seen today from Wooster, the 1-1. Fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Saran working the third base side of the rubber. 1-2 to Jumonville. And he gets some window shopping right there. 2 outs now for Wooster here in the top of inning number 6. First strikeout of the day for Nanik Saran. So it's the first baseman, Jackson Blevins, now up to the plate. 0 for 2 so far. Ground out and a pop out to the third baseman. The first pitch from Saran. Big cut there. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, Saran got the start in Wooster's second game against Shenandoah. Did not pick up the win. He only went 3 in that contest. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, gave up 4 runs. And it was a late game effort that put the Fighting Scots on top of the Hornets in that one. They won it 13-5.
1-1 count on Jackson Blevins. Pitch to the first baseman. Right at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Should he keep this inning alive, it'd bring up the designated hitter Matthew Ane. The 1-2. Just out of the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And time is called by Blevins. The 2-2. Big cut there. Saran starts his day with a 1-2-3 inning, striking out the final 2. And Wooster looking to get the bats started. They trail 1-0 to Wabash. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Don't you swipe away from this YouTube channel, because we'll be back with more NCAA regional baseball here on ACTV. Wooster looking to get their bats going. They trail Wabash by a score of 1-0. A first pitch strike from Cody Cochran for the center fielder Jake Fling. 0 for 1 in this ball game. Flyout had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. The first pitch, ground ball over to Chavez at short. Blevins can't handle the pick. Fling will stay at first, and the leadoff man is aboard.
There'll probably be an error on Chavez. Routine, just short hops Blevins at first. A tough pick, maybe one that he should have made, but again, a routine play and a better throw needed by Chavez, who had been so solid over there this entire tournament.
Rula E6, first error of the day for Wabash. Each team now has one apiece. And Cochran now has to face the heart of the order. It's Michael Wolanski up to the plate as that curveball misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Wolanski a flyout and a ground out so far today. The 1-0. Another curveball. This one finds the bottom. It's 1-1.
2 straight curveballs to start the Wolanski at bat here.
One from Cochran. That one hits the inside black, and it's now 1-2 on Wolanski. The pitch. Hits that one through the left side hole, a base hit. Fighting Scots have something brewing in the base paths now. 2 on with nobody out.
Another breaking ball to Wolanski, that time on the 2-strike pitch, hangs outside, but Wolanski able to get around it. And with that hit, Wooster now has 641 on the year. That breaks the school's single season record, which was set back in 2009. And of course, in 2009, that was the last time that the Fighting Scots won a regional tournament.
And they won it right here on Nicolay Field's turf. And we've drawn a lot of parallels between the 2009 Wooster squad and this squad from 2018. I know you're going to kind of feed that through the game, but after reading up on the stats, you're starting to draw some conspiracy theories.
I don't want to give too much away, Robbie, like you just said, but a lot of connections in terms of numbers putting up between this squad and the last.
Runners on first and second for Wooster. Nobody out. Cochran will have to try to work out of this jam. He's done it once already this game. He induced a double play to end the second inning. He'll have to deal with the left fielder, Dan Harwood. He's 0 for 2 in this game so far. Ground out in a flyout. Wabash has the corners drawn in. First pitch shows bunt will pull back. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Not often you see somebody with 14 home runs on the year square to bunt, but the way that the Wooster bats have been stifled so far today, Coach Petterini just trying to get a runner to third base.
The 1-0 from Cochran shows bunt again. He'll pull back. And that one right at the shins for ball 2. Five hits for both squads now. Wabash with the 1-0 advantage. Remember, if Wabash wins, we'll play another game in a winner takes all. But if Wooster wins, it's all over as a Hard hit ball down the first base line. Looked like Blevins almost caught it, but skips off the turf right before it's in the glove. So the runners move up. And almost as good as a bunt. Second and third with one out.
And Harwood can't believe it. Blevins a diving stop. He retires the left fielder at first base. But a double there might have scored two, as that one was sneaking right up the right field line.
Two in scoring position. First pitch is a curveball for a strike to the first baseman, Garrett Crum. He has a single so far today. It's also flown out to center field. That was back in inning number 4. The 0-1, another curveball, and he swings right through it. Quickly down in the count, 0-2.
Infield for Wabash playing in, trying to cut down the runner at third base if he tries to go. We'll see if they have him going on contact.
Big hole on that right side. Crum will call time. No balls and 2 strikes on the first baseman. Pitch from Cochran. Just a bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Play umpire Tony Turk not calling too many strikes at the top of the zone so far today.
He's keeping it consistent. The 1-2. A ground ball past the diving shortstop Chavez into center field. That's going to score 1. And that's all it will, as Wilansky trips going around the bag. But runners now on the corners. And it's all knotted up at 1. RBI single for Garrett Crum.
I liked how Crum choked up there with 2 strikes, just trying to put it in play. With the drawn in Chavez at shortstop, he just sneaks it right by him. Lansky wouldn't have scored on the play anyways, with the outfield playing fairly shallow as well, but Robbie, we have got ourselves a brand new ball game.
Wooster still threatening to score. Potential go-ahead run 90 feet away. Double play will get Wabash out of the inning. So they've been able to turn 1 so far today. But they'll have to face Drew Torno, who has 2 singles so far, and he'll watch a strike on the outer black, 0-1. Pitch from Cochran. At the knees, and Torno now in a hole, 0-2.
Drew swinging a hot bat this weekend. He has 6 hits now in this tournament. Has driven in 4 runs.
0-2 pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes now. The pitch, fouls that one off towards the Wooster bullpen. Torno stays alive.
Well, he took a first pitch strike in the same spot. So nice job of fighting that pitch off.
One and 2, 1 out. Pitch to the right fielder. In a pop-up left side of the infield. Wannemuller going to the fence, but it's off towards 223. Wilansky on third base, Crum on first. The 1-2. Ball high, even at 2 apiece.
Cochran now over 100 pitches in this outing. as he was sailing through the first 5 innings.
And another foul ball into the Wooster bullpen. Still 2-2 on Torno.
Wabash trying to get Torno out on outside pitches. That's 3 now that he's just stuck that bat head out there and able to get a piece of it.
Designated hitter Dan Gale on the on-deck paw. He's put up a couple battles so far today. The 2-2. And a big cut there. As Cochran dusts him off for out number 2.
High fastball there. Might have been called a ball, but Torno still fighting with 2 strikes, just can't get on top of it. A big strikeout for Cochran.
Still runners on first and third. Designated hitter Dan Gale up to the plate. A pickoff move safe at first is Crum. Little Giants have a force at first or second base. First pitch. Up and inside for ball 1.
From 6 steals and 7 attempts. I don't think they'll send him here. He's about 3 steps off the bag at first.
Cochran drops a curveball in there. Groans from the Fighting Scots dugout, but it's 1-1.
There have only been 2 stolen base attempts against the Little Giants in this tournament. So Aldrich has not had many attempts to test his arm.
Another curveball, another strike from Cody Cochran. And Wabash now a strike away from getting out of the inning. Delayed steal, now they're going to be caught in a pickle. We'll see how this one unfolds. It's Crum bouncing behind the bags. Wolanski back to third. He'll be safe. And a lot of noise with no results. Still runners on first and third.
It's a great job by Rodzinski there. The entire time he was chasing Crum back to first base, he had his eye on Wolanski. He wasn't able to get a jump to home plate, so nice job there by the Little Giants second baseman.
Still a 1-2 count on Dan Gale. Another pickoff move, and again, it's going to be caught in a rundown. It's thrown away, hits the first base umpire. But Wolanski's going to score, and an error breaks the tie. It's 2-1 Wooster.
Well, that play was put on by Coach Petterini as Crum was trying to draw the pickoff from Cochran, which he did. Just unfortunately for Wabash, that one gets away from him. And Wooster now has their first lead of the ball game.
Well, the Little Giants caught a break there because the failed pickoff attempt hit the first base umpire Kyle Reese. And if it had not, there was a good chance Crum could have made it to third base.
2 outs though. Ground ball into the outfield. He'll probably score and make it a 2-run game.
The 1-2 to Gale. Up and in. That's going to be out of the glove of Aldridge. But Crum will hold at second base. Wabash having some troubles here in the 6th inning. The 2-2, and he goes for the high cheddar, but the trap snaps shut for out number 3. And not before Wooster scores 2 to take the lead. It's a 2-1 ball game as we head to the top of inning number 7 in this championship bracket. We'll see how Wabash responds when we come back on ACTV. Saran and the Fighting Scots now find themselves with the lead. 2-1 ball game in the top of the 7th. It's a designated hitter, Matthew Ane, up to the plate. First pitch. Strike just a bit out of the zone, so it's ball 1. On a 0 for 2 so far today, fly out and a pop out. And he'll watch ball number 2. Pitch from Nanak Saran. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. An RBI single and an error on a pickoff attempt gave Wooster the 2-1 advantage. Now Wabash trying to return the favor. The 3-0. That one finds the zone on a, but it might have been ball 4 there. That's 3-1. The pitch. There's a towering pop-up in shallow center field. Wolanski calling for it, and he'll haul it in for out number 1. So I'll bring up the shortstop, Eric Chavez. He's got a walk and a single to his name. Has also scored the lone Wabash run of the ball game. Saran gets the sign from Walls. The first pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Well, Wooster with a fresh pitching staff opted to go to a bullpen arm to start the game. And Faxon, he did an excellent job. Now a 2-run lead. And luckily for them, they have their ace on the mound who is going to try to shut it down and send them to a World Series appearance.
Well, there's some murmurs up in the press box before the game. Wasn't sure why Wooster didn't go to their, or at least one of their starting pitchers, but of course, there's a reason why we're in the press box and Coach Petterini is in the dugout as the active NCAA Division III wins leader.
Petterini, 1,209 victories in his career, which spans over 37 seasons, all with the Scots. And like Robbie said, he's the active career wins leader as a coach, 5th all-time in Division III baseball.
Ground ball foul down the third base side. 2-2 is the count on Eric Chavez. Two. There's a line drive past Wolanski and into center field for a base hit. 1 out single by the shortstop, Eric Chavez. He's now 2 for 2 on the day. I'll bring up the center fielder, Tyler Downing. 1 for 2, fielder's choice and an infield single. Saran will have to keep an eye on Chavez over at first base. First pitch to Downing. The chopper back to the mound. Saran will just go to first with it. They're now 2 down. Chavez moves up to scoring position. You heard the public address announcer, Dave Van Giesen. It's the third baseman, Henry Wanamuller, up to the plate now. 0 for 2 in this ball game, a pop out and a fly out so far. Time will be called. First pitch to Wanamueller. It's a ground ball into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Chavez hits the bag at third, will hold up. And Wabash now threatening to take away that Wooster lead. Runners in the corners with 2 outs.
Not hitting the ball particularly hard today, but just placing it perfectly. As that time Wanamueller again goes the opposite way, a little roller through the right side hole. Luckily for Wooster, Torno out there charging hard. Chavez unable to score.
Force at first or second with the left fielder Jared Wolf up to the plate. He has an RBI single to his name. First pitch, high pop-up left side of the infield. Dittman looking, but it will be over the fans. And it's a high strike one. Not a lot hitting to the parking lot today, which is good on our end, but
not a lot of foul balls. Really not too far of an extended game. We're only reaching the 2 o'clock hour. We're in the 7th inning right now. Of course, the last game Wooster played was a marathon. That was the 17-4 victory against Adrian. That game didn't finish until around 12:45 in the morning. So I'm sure they were happy to have a day off yesterday.
Oh-2 from Saran. Another foul ball towards the bullpen. And meanwhile, Adrian did have to play yesterday as they were sank by the Little Giants. I don't think enough can be said about this ball club coming in as an 8 seed, and they have proven to everybody not only did they belong in the tournament, but that they belong here in this championship bracket, grinding out every at-bat and threatening right here with 2 outs as Wolf putting up a battle against Saran. Very entertaining ball club to watch through this tournament.
Looks like they're going to go outside with this one.
Instead, Saran will bluff to third base. 0-2 on Wolf. Chavez on third base. Wanamueller on first. The pitch from Saran outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Still up in the count here. Haven't seen any breaking balls in the turf. We've seen a lot of strikeouts high up in the zone pitches, but they really haven't gotten soft stuff down to try to get that punch out.
See if he does it here. The 1-2 does go down, but Wolf able to get a piece of it. Count stays the same. And should Wolf keep this inning alive, we'd head back to the top of the Little Giants lineup. Second baseman Sean Roginski standing on deck. Saran checks the runner at first, third. Now the pitch. Just a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2, runner off for second. He's going to flick that one into left field. But Harwood is under it for out number 3. Wabash threatens, but leave the tying run on third, and it is a 2-1 Wooster lead still as we head into the 7th inning stretch. Oh, we're going to stretch up in the press box. We hope you do at home too as we head to the noon hour. Refresh the beverage. Maybe get some brunch or If you're at work watching this on your computer, maybe take a quick coffee break, and we'll be right back here on ACTV. Buy me some peanuts and cream. Bottom of inning number 7. We just finished our rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, or at least we tried. There's still some tired eyes in the press box. It looks like I went on a solo attempt. 2-1 Wooster lead here in the bottom of inning number 7. And a pinch hitter now for the Fighting Scots. It's number 17, Harry Whitworth Dukes, stepping in for Chandler Dittman. And not to start any rumors, but you got to wonder, do you think Dittman might be coming in as a pitcher? Excuse me, I got my sheets wrong. It's the catcher, Harrison Walls. Almost made it through a game without a batter mix-up. It's a ball inside, 1-0.
I don't think he'll come in as a pitcher. Saran getting out of that tough jam in the last, actually the top half of this inning. But Whitworth Dukes is having a clutch bat as of late. He actually hit 2 home runs in the title game of the NCAA tourney. It's still only a 1-run ball game, so Wooster definitely wants to put more runs on the board because Wabash has been threatening the last couple of innings.
2-1 pitch to Whitworth Dukes. Curveball hangs high. 3-1 now. Like we've said consistently through this tournament, especially with Wabash, no lead is safe. Any runs Wooster can get will be great for them. As the leadoff man, Whitworth Dukes, aboard with a walk. So now it is the third baseman, Chandler Dittman. Just a little bit of foreshadowing right there. He's 0 for 2 today so far. Ground out and a fly out. There'll be a quick mound visit for Wabash. Cody, what do you think they're talking about out there? 2-1 game in the bottom of the 7th. Wabash needs to win to move on.
I'm actually a little surprised that Wabash still going with Cochran. He's having a great game so far. He's up around 115, but again, they are trying to take this to another game. So, Robbie, it's a little bit of a balancing act here for Coach Martin. You want to win this game, but in doing so, you also want to save your bullpen in case you do happen to bring home the victory and take it to the final game.
Well, there is some action brewing in the Wabash bullpen. It's Cochran trying to work out of the 7th inning. Leadoff man Whitworth Dukes aboard with the walk. Dittman now digging into the batter's box. The first pitch showing bunt. He'll pull back, but it hits the outer black for strike 1. Shows bunt again. This one right back to the mound. Cochran's going to go to first with it. Dittman gets the job done. Moves the potential insurance run into scoring position. Now only one out for Wooster. As we head back to the top of the Fighting Scots lineup, it's the second baseman Jake Sturzma. He's 1 for 3 so far. Infield single back in the third inning. Struck out his last time up. And the first pitch, high on the infield. Rodzinski shading from the sun. He'll make the catch for out number 2. First sunshine we've really seen in the last couple days. It's almost unusual for these players to see.
He had a beautiful first day here at Nicolay Field. Just some unfortunate weather rolling through. We saw some sunshine on Sunday. I believe it was the Wabash game. They got lucky as the game before them went to a couple of rain delays. And of course, yesterday in both of the Little Giants contests, it was fairly chilly for a late May game, and there's a bit of mist on and off, so I'm sure they're definitely happy to get out of that sort of weather.
0-1 is the count on center fielder Jake Fling. He hits that one into center field. Downing giving chase. It's going to fall. Whitworth Dukes is going to score, and Wooster pads the lead. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Wooster taking a play out of Wabash's playbook from today. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to hang up long enough for Downing to get there, but just place it in the perfect spot. And with 2 outs, Whitworth Dukes comes across easily.
And Cochran's day is done as Coach Martin goes to the bullpen. We'll let this mystery man warm up, find out who he is, what he's about, potentially where he's from. And we'll be right back here in the bottom of the 7th inning in this championship bracket game of the NCAA Mid-East Regional Tournament. Keep it tuned right here to ACTV. New pitcher for Wabash. It's number 22, Kevin O'Donnell. Wooster with a 3-1 lead. Runner off for second base. And nabbed at second. Strong throw by Aldridge. As Fling tries to take advantage. So our O'Donnell's start to the day made easy by his battery mate Aldridge, but Wooster scores one more to take a 3-1 lead. We'll head to the top of the 8th, see how Wabash responds when we come back here on ACTV. Wabash's challenge just got that much harder. They now trail by 2 heading to the top of the 8th. Nick Saran looks to stifle the Little Giants offense once again. Couple of defensive switches for Wooster. Now catching is Tanner Kaplan. And now out in left field is Nick Strasbaugh, who we've seen through a majority of this tournament.
And Kaplan got some innings behind the plate in the Adrian game. Walls was pinch hit for by Whitworth Dukes in the last inning. He was the one to come across and score after drawing a walk.
2-0 is the count on the second baseman, Sean Roginski. Lead-off double to start the game, but since then a flyout and a 5-4-3 double play as Wooster will call a quick mound visit. While they do that, we'd like to give a quick thanks to everybody who has made this NCAA Mid-East Regional a success, from everybody who's done tickets to concessions, everybody up in press row, the umpires, of course, as they give a thankless job. We just like to say, potentially for the last time in the tournament, just thank you so much for everything you have done. And speaking of umpires, Tony Turk going up to break the powwow up. Will reset. 2-0 is the count on Sean Roginski. Of course, tried to turn Cody's microphone off, but that was a weird sneeze right there, bud. Bless you.
I was trying to stifle it. I apologize to the viewers.
Just like Saran trying to stifle this Little Giants offense. 3-0 is the count now on Sean Roginski. The pitch inside, and it's a leadoff walk for Wabash. Remember, if Wooster wins this ball game, it is all done and they move on to the World Series. However, if the Little Giants are able to stage the comeback, we will play immediately following this game. Probably about a 1:30 start time.
We will let you know if it looks like that game is going to start going that way. We will ask around and make sure that all of you watching know when to tune in for the possible game 15.
0-1 is the count on the catcher, Bryce Aldridge. He's 1 for 3 in this ball game so far. A double play, a single, and a ground out. 0-1 from Saran. Low and outside. 1 ball in, 1 strike now.
Aldridge hitting .421 coming into this game for the tournament. Really leading this Little Giants lineup throughout this weekend. Doing an excellent job behind the plate, leading this pitching staff, who is just continuing to grind out innings.
That one chopped right towards the Wooster dugout. It's 1 ball in, 2 strikes.
You've seen 2 starters go 2 games. Yesterday, Roberts almost went the distance. Cochran today went 6+ strong.
So Aldridge puts that one into right field and right into the mid of Torno for out number 1. So I'll bring up the 3-hitter right fielder Andrew Jumonville. 0 for 3 up till this point, has a flyout, reached on a fielder's choice back in inning number 4, but struck out looking his last time up. That was in a 1-2-3 inning. First inning pitch by Nanik Saran. First pitch. He swings at that pitch in the turf. It's 0-1.
Another
pickoff move. Safe at first is Rodzinski. The 0-1. That one hit again into right field, right at Torno. They're now 2 down, still a runner on first base.
And still blowing in from right. So Wabash might want to think about putting the ball somewhere else, really knocking it down out there. Not saying that that was going to be a base hit, but definitely fell shorter than it would have otherwise.
Not a lot of opposite field hits so far in this ball game. There's been a combined 7 hits for each team. It's ball 1 to the first baseman, Jackson Blevins. 0 for 3 so far. The pitch in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes now.
Wabash only 3 for 14 today with runners on base, so they have had their opportunities, but have only been able to plate 1.
The 2-0 to Blevins, big cut there. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Rodzinski stationed on first base after the leadoff walk. 2-1 pitch. Just a bit inside. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Blevins. Well, should he keep this inning alive, that'd bring up the designated hitter, Matthew Ane. Offering from Saran. Just below the knees, and there are now 2 on with 2 outs. The tying run is aboard. No action brewing in the Wooster bullpen. First pitch to Matthew Ane. Hits the outer black for strike 1, and Saran continuing to fire gas. The 0-1. Drops a curveball in there. 0-2 on Matthew Ane.
We haven't seen too many of those from Saran yet today. That was a nice one there. An 0-1 count.
Nane will call time.
Well, Kaplan setting up outside on that one, and he's going to go to that spot again.
The 0-2. And he can't get him to bite. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Now Saran will step off and ask the catcher Tanner Kaplan to reset some signs. Big pitch here for both teams. The 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Saran really going with the fastball in these 2 strike situations. We'll see if he wants to go with that again. 2 straight outside fastballs to try to dust off Ane.
The 2-2. Curveball just a bit outside. And Wooster in danger of loading the bases. Both benches getting into it here in the 8th inning. And again, Saran will have him rotate the signs. Working that first base side of the rubber. Now bluff towards second. Payoff pitch. He fouls that one back. Count will remain the same with 2 outs. Runners will be off on the pitch once again. The 3-2 in the turf and to the backstop for ball 4. Strozinski thinks about it but will hold at third base. And Wabash now has 4 ships in the harbor. Shortstop Eric Chavez looking to be the light.
A tough break there for the Fighting Scots. Had Ane down in an 0-2 count. Tried to dust him off outside. Ane not chasing. The payoff pitch tried to go in for the first time really in that at bat. Just couldn't quite get the strike.
First pitch to Chavez. At the knees for strike 1.
Third walk of the inning. This is really a crucial at bat. You never want to walk anybody late in the game, especially 3 times to load the bases.
That one low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Couple of Fighting Scots now warming up in the bullpen. Should he keep this inning alive, it'd be the center fielder Tyler Downing. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball foul. Is now 1-2 on Chavez.
These 2 teams not disappointing here in the title game.
It's no surprise that we're seeing both Wooster and Wabash face each other once again. A trip to the World Series on the line. And Saran will step off. Bit of a disagreement between him and Kaplan. We've seen him step off and give the rotate sign a few times this inning. And this time he'll just call him out to the mound to make sure they're on the same page.
Chavez turning around. Ravi, that's the first glance that I've gotten at his playoff mustache, and his teammates weren't joking around. That mustache, a lot of magic probably stored in there for how big it is.
See if he can pull some out right here. So watch that one outside. 2-2 is the count now.
Well, you've got to wonder, Robbie, with Kaplan and Saran disagreeing, it might be a locations thing. Because Saran keeps going outside. He's just not catching the plate. And the Little Giants just not swinging the bat. They're staying patient up there.
The 2-2 from Saran. Just a bit high, says the home plate umpire, Tony Turk. It is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crucial pitch here for both sides. The 3-2. And it's in the turf, ball 4. And Wooster walks in a run, and it is now a 3-2 ball game in the 8th. Coach Petterini coming out to the mound. It looks like Nonox-Saron's day will be done. Wabash still threatening, still bases loaded. A new man coming in for the Fighting Scots. We'll give him a chance to warm up, and we'll be right back here on ACTV. Wabash looking to tie things up and possibly take the lead. They have the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of inning number 8. New pitcher for Wooster, it's number 24, Andrew Hill. Now batting for the Little Giants, it's 35, Tyler Downing. 4 walks issued by Nonox-Saron in the last inning. Jackson Blovin stands on third base. Matthew Ane on second. And of course, Eric Chavez, who drew the last walk, stands on first.
We've actually got a pinch runner on second. There's number 5, Nick Chow, now pinch running for the designated hitter, Matthew Ane.
Oh, and 1 is the count on Downing. 1 for 3 in this game so far. Pitch in the turf. Nice block there by Kaplan. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really an unfortunate turn of events, as Saron walked the leadoff hitter, got 2 straight flyouts to right, and then walk, and you guessed it, another walk. 4 free passes in this 8th inning.
The pitch on hit foul. 1 ball in, 2 strikes on Downing. Wabash 1 for 7 in this game with 2 outs. Neither side has a 2-out RBI. The 1-2. It's a ground ball over to Wilansky. He'll go to second for those out, in a nice play by Sturzma as the throw almost pulled him off the bag. But nonetheless, Wooster escapes the inning with a 1-run lead. It's 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th, and they'll look to buffer this lead. We'll be right back here on ACTV. Don't you touch that clicker. Wabash turning to their closer here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They trail by a score of 3-2. And Zach Moffitt will have to face the heart of the Wooster order. 3, 4, 5, starting with shortstop Michael Wilansky. First pitch from Moffitt. Off speed in the zone for strike one.
Well, Moffitt picked up saves number 10 and 11 in yesterday's contests, including a 2/3 innings effort to close out the Adrian game, which he struck out 1.
That one sails inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now in the last inning, 22, Kevin O'Donnell came in to pitch. He never finished the at-bat because Jake Fling would be thrown out at second by Aldridge. So an easy day for him.
A 1-pitch day, not too bad.
1-1 on Wilansky, the pitch. He swings through that curveball. It's 1-2 now.
Well, in total in this tournament, this is Moffitt's 5th appearance. He's picked up 3 saves. Is yet to give up a run, 5 strikeouts, only 3 walks and 2 hits given up.
The 1-2. That one fouled back by Wilansky, and he'll stay alive. Wind has shifted direction again, now blowing from right to left. 1-2 to the shortstop. He scorches that one foul off towards 223. 1-2 still. Sign from Aldridge, the pitch. He hits that one deep into right field. That's going to the track, to the wall. That's going to fall in front of the wall, fair. Wilansky hits the bag at second, headed for third. And it is a lead-off triple by the Wooster number 3 hitter.
Wind blowing around out there in right field, but doesn't matter for Wilansky as he punches that one right down the line. And Robbie, really the first time that we've gotten to see him utilize his speed out there. A huge leadoff triple. Trying to push across another insurance run because they only lead by 1.
The first pitch is hit deep into left field. Wolf going back to the track. He'll make the catch. Wilansky will tag. And the throw will be cut off. Wooster with an insurance run. They lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. A big RBI by the left fielder, Dan Harwood.
That was Harwood's 73rd RBI of the year. The last time a Scots player had at least 73 RBI was, and you guessed it, 2009, the last time that the Fighting Scots have won a regional tournament.
Right here at Nicolay Field. As the first baseman, Garrett Crum, takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Additionally, that was Wilansky's 75th run scored of the year. He's now 2 away from tying Wooster's single season record, which was set back, and again, you guessed it, 2009. It was set by Sean Carpin. He scored 77 times. That was the last time, actually, that a Scots player had reached the 70-run plateau during the season. So, like we said earlier, Robbie, a lot of connections between the 2009 campaign and this 2018 campaign.
A hard hit off the bat of Garrett Crum into center field. And Wooster wants to keep this going. A man on first with only 1 out. third hit of the day for Garrett Crum, and that will bring up the right fielder Drew Torno. 2 for 3 in the ball game. Struck out his last time up, but had 2 singles before that. A mound visit with Zach Moffitt. Really the first time this tournament we've seen a team get to him.
Well, he's been in seemingly every game. Only one that he hasn't pitched in yet. Yesterday he threw 41 pitches. So I don't know if it's fatigue right now. The Wooster hitter's just all over everything he's throwing up there at the plate.
Action brewing in the Wabash bullpen. First pitch to Torno. Hits that one into right field, and that's going to be just foul on the line. Another hard hit ball by these Fighting Scots against Moffitt. Wanamaker playing in on the infield turf. A big cut there, caught him fishing. There's a quick 2 strikes on Drew Torno. Short lead at first by Crum. Pitch from Moffitt. Fastball that's a little too high, and it's 1-2. This may be the bottom half of the Wooster order, but they're putting up some big hits today. One, two. High into shallow left field. It's going to be settled into the glove of Wolf for out number 2. Crum will retreat to first. So that will bring up the designated hitter, Dan Gale. Gale is 0 for 3 so far today, but has put up a couple of battles. First at bat, a walk. An 11 pitch at bat as he sends a ground ball to Wanamaker. He'll go to second for the final out of the inning. But not before Wooster scores an insurance run and takes a 4-2 lead. In time to pay the piper. If you're Wabash College, they need a score here or else their run in the playoffs will be over. Do you think they can pull it off, Cody? We'll find out when we come back on ACTV. A case of deja vu here at Nicolay Field. Once again.
A little excited there, Robbie.
I'm pretty excited as it is a 4-2 Wooster lead, just like the opening round. A first pitch from Andrew Hill runs in and nicks number 2, Henry Wanamuller. Wabash, a good start. Leadoff man aboard as the bottom part of the Goon squads leading things off.
Robbie, it sounds like your voice might be fading. A long weekend. We'll see if you can hold on to it, just like Wooster trying to hold on to this 4-2 lead. A huge insurance run put up in the bottom of the 8th after 4 walks put across a run for the Little Giants in the top half of that frame.
Well, now it's the left fielder Jared Wolf. Take a strike that hits the bottom half of the strike zone. 0-1. Pitch to Wolf. That one's fouled into the netting. It's 0-2, and did we get a flinch down there? Nobody's paying attention, which means we did not. Trying to get one more squeeze out of this tournament. And really trying to get SID director Patrick Stewart to flinch. He has a -1 right now, and I'm sorry, we just can't let him keep that. 1-2 is the count on Jared Wolf. After him, we'll be back to the top of the order. Second baseman Sean Rodzinski lurking on deck. 1-2 from Hill. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes as Kaplan going to have a meeting with his pitcher. Activity brewing in the Fighting Scots bullpen. They cling on to this 4-2 lead. 7 hits for Wabash so far today. They have 2 runs, 4 runs on 9 hits for Wooster, and a foul tip into the glove of Wolf for out number 1, and he is not very happy. He goes down in the battle. He up to the top of the order. Keep the Little Giants in this tournament. Sean Rodzinski digging into the plate now. A walk and a run scored in his last at bat. Also double to start the game. Hill will step off. Double play will end the game for Wabash. Rodzinski has already grounded into one of those today. That first pitch fastball inside. It's 1-0. The pitch. That one hits the inner black. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Puts a little off speed, looked like a little bit of a bender. It's 1-2 now on Rodzinski.
Looked like it might have hung a little bit there, but not what the second baseman was looking for.
One, 2 from Hill. Dust him off as Rodzinski goes fishing, but there's no bass in the pond. And Wooster 1 out away from advancing.
A great 2-pitch sequence there from Hill. A little floating bender that hung a little higher in the zone. And then that firm fastball right across the knees. Nothing Rodzinski could do but swing through it.
1 more out to go. Wabash hopes. Hanging on the shoulders of catcher Bryce Aldrich. First pitch fouled back into the parking lot. Snowballs and 1 strike. Little Giants have pulled out everything they have been able to in this tournament, looking to do that one more time. The 0-1 in the turf. Good block there by Kaplan. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wannemuller on first base after the hit by pitch to start the inning. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike now on Aldridge. 1 for 4 in this contest. Singled back in the 4th inning. That's his lone hit. Other than that, a ground out, a double play, and a fly out to right field. The 2-1. At the shins, 3 balls and 1 strike. And the Fighting Scots dugout wanted that one. Jumonville stands on deck. Pitch to Aldridge. That one fouled off towards the back 40, and he stays alive. Three balls and 2 strikes. And the catcher, Bryce Aldridge. Wooster a pitch away. Payoff pitch. And he dusts him off. Wooster is moving on to the World Series. Fighting Scots are moving on to the NCAA World Series as they take it by a score of 4-2 over the Wabash Little Giants. And the NCAC Conference putting on a show this tournament. And you cannot say enough about either of these teams. Wabash not going down without a fight. And Wooster showing everybody why they deserve that #1 seed even after a loss.
Well, these two teams put on quite the show this weekend. A 1 seed winning every single contest. They win all 4 games in Wabash. Enough can't be said about this group. The senior class, their first season, Robbie, they went 12-26. And in the 4 years, they have continued to improve. This year, a 32-17 finish, an NCAC tournament title, and they made it to the regional title round. But Wooster, just a strong program, and now they are 2-2 at Mid-East Regionals hosted at Nicolay Field.
They will move on to Appleton, Wisconsin, and a chance for the national championship. And once again, hats off to the Wabash Little Giants. They came in as an 8 seed and tooth and nails. Honestly, I cannot say enough about this ball club. An extreme joy to watch. And you cannot say that they didn't try. And nothing to hang their heads about because they had a great season. And as for Wooster, congratulations, and we hope that you continue your success through the World Series, as just like Wabash Great series. It was a pleasure to watch all of these teams play here. Right now, we're going to take a quick step back as we do the trophy presentation for the Mid-East Regional.
Ceremony. First, let's congratulate all of the teams here at the Mid-East Regional hosted by Adrian College for their successful seasons, especially runner-up Wabash College, the Little Giants, and the champions, the College of Wooster Fighting Scots. At this time, please welcome Mid-East Regional NCAA representative Derek Woodley, the head baseball coach at Defiance College, and Special Olympian Will Northrup for the post-game ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, first we would like to recognize the all-tournament team. Adrian College. Pierce Banks, Adrian College. Tommy Parsons, Adrian College. Drew Torno, Wooster College. Chandler Dibbin, most outstanding player from the College of Wooster, Michael Wabash. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the 2008 NCAA Mid-East Regional All-Tournament team and these deserving student athletes. Now we would like to recognize each member of the Mid-East Regional Champion, the College of Wooster Fighting Scots. When your name is called, please step forward to receive your memento. Michael Wolanski. Jake Sturzma. Gabe Sherman. Jake Flynn. Drew Torno. Evan Faxon. Aaron Spidell. Garrett Crum. Nick Strasbaugh. Tanner Kaplan. Harry Whitward Dukes. Dan Harwood. Dan Gale. Andrew Hill. James Usher. Nanik Saran. Chandler Dittman.
Once again, congratulations to the College of Wooster, 2018 NCAA Mid-East Regional Tournament champions. And whoever they face in Appleton, they're going to give a tough time to.
It is not easy to win every single game in a regional title, but that is exactly what the Fighting Scots did here this weekend. A historic offense, great starting staff, and a deep bullpen. And Robbie, I really do expect them to make a deep run in Appleton, and I wish them nothing but the best luck.
Once again, Wooster takes it by a score of 4-2 over Wabash. Congratulations to both of these teams and to all 8 teams in this tournament. And of course, thank you to all the viewers out there. It has been an absolute pleasure and an honor to broadcast all of these games for you. We appreciate all of your kind words and comments, and basically just want to say thank you one more time, because it has been a surreal week. Not sure how we still have voices, but we're glad that we were able to present this to all of you who weren't able to make it to Adrian, Michigan, and that you guys have continued success throughout the rest of your seasons. And again, we'll take a minute and let Wooster get some championship photos. But again, last game of the tournament. Running out of words to say, as it's been a long 5 days, but again, thank you to everybody involved that helped here at the game, all the veterans. Thank you for what you've done as we've been paying tribute to you throughout the series. And once again, to the viewers, thank you for everything. So me and Cody will sign off one last time from the ACTV booth. And of course, once again, congratulations to Wooster on moving on to the World Series. We'll be keeping an eye on you. Cody, do you have any other things you would like to wrap up before we end this thing?
Just thank you to everybody involved this weekend. It's been one memorable ride, and like Robbie said, congratulations to Wooster on an outstanding season that will continue into Appleton.
Well, we're going to go rest our voices, and we're going to let the College of Wooster continue to celebrate their great run here in regionals. Well, just one more time, thank you to everybody involved in this. Thank you to the viewers. And we hope you have a great rest of the day. For Cody Alexander, this has been Robbie Alexander signing off. And remember to keep tuning in to ACTV.